What does alcohol represent in your life? Did you know that the word alcohol comes from the Arabic term alul, which means spirit as and body? It's not just a pretty or casual name. Have you ever wondered what it really represents? Why does something so common carry such a mysterious title? This term dates back to alchemy, an ancient science shrouded in rituals of the past that have shaped our worldview. But what if I told you? There is a hidden meaning, something they never told you. What we are really consuming when we raise a glass. What you are about to find out can completely change your view on this seemingly common drink. Are we just drinking? Or is there something more behind it? At the end of this text, I will reveal something that can change forever: your perception of alcohol. Have you ever thought that that bottle of alcohol on your shelf holds a history full of mystery? From its roots in ancient alchemy to its modern use, alcohol brings with it an intriguing contradiction. While promising temporary relief, it can also hide profound truths. Even the term alcohol itself has a touch of magic and transformation. In Arabic, alcohol was used to describe a very fine powder made from antimony applied to the eyes for physical clarity and perception beyond the obvious. Over time, the term evolved to represent in alchemy the essence extracted from substances by distillation. This essence symbolized purity in both matter and spirit. In alchemy, distillation was not just chemistry, but a metaphor for spiritual transformation as well. The raw liquid is refined until it becomes pure. The soul also faces trials to reach higher states of consciousness when used in an unbalanced way. Alcohol becomes an illusory shortcut to transcendence, imitating something that should be deeply transformative today. It often disconnects instead of connecting by moving away from our essence. We are using this alchemical essence in a way that is aligned with its deeper purpose. Practices such as meditation, prayer, and discipline elevate us spiritually, whereas alcohol often anchors us to the mundane. In the spiritual tradition, the soul is seen as a light that longs to return to your divine state. However, alcohol by its nature reduces the vibration of the body and mind, making this connection difficult, like a curtain that blocks our sensitivity to the sacred. That feeling of freedom that many seek in alcohol is just a passing illusion. While meditation elevates our alcohol awareness, numbs the mind, keeping us trapped in dense frequencies. Some believe that it even interferes with the pineal gland, the third eye of mystical traditions associated with intuition and spiritual vision. Frequent consumption of alcohol can cloud this perception and distance us from our inner guidance. In the East, it is said that of the cycle of samsara, the eternal cycle of birth, death, and rebirth marked by suffering and attachment, when we seek alcohol, it is usually to escape pain or find momentary pleasure. But this relief is temporary, and we soon return to square one, creating a vicious cycle of euphoria and frustration. This dance of wanting and not finding reflects the endless search for something that never seems to last. Maybe the desire hides a deeper longing to reach a state of peace and unity that only a true spiritual connection can bring. What you prefer: a passing moment, an escape, or a lasting path of growth and clarity? Alcohol can symbolize the challenges and pitfalls we face, but it is up to us to choose what we truly desire: a vicious cycle or spiritual freedom. Alcohol offers a fleeting sense of comfort, but never truly fills the void. It becomes a solution, illusory, that distances the soul from its essence, deepening the internal emptiness. Curiously, the path to the satisfaction that we seek so much has always been within us. Wouldn't it be more liberating to direct this desire towards something that really connects us with what matters: meditating, singing, or practicing devotion? Paths that not only alleviate but transform the cycle of addiction can be replaced by a journey of liberation. Spiritual teachers often emphasize the importance of clarity, consciousness, and inner connection. These qualities are keys to liberation. But alcohol, with its numbing effects, can erase the shine of these very important virtues. But what we really seek when we turn to alcohol is the taste, the sensation, or something deeper. Maybe it is a longing of the soul for something we cannot name, when we understand that true thirst is not for intoxication, but for connection. Divina, we begin to see the world in a different way. It is possible to exchange a momentary pleasure for a conscious awakening. The transformation occurs when we abandon the habit of looking outside for what has always been inside. It is not easy. The modern world is full of distractions that promise relief, but deliver emptiness. It takes courage to break out of conditioning and seeking a more genuine source of joy. This courage is the first step towards a life in harmony with the spirit, where the divine connection replaces the desire for passing illusions. Masters like Ru and Yogananda have addressed this topic in depth. Hum compared physical wine to an imitation cockroach of divine ecstasy. He spoke of divine love as true drunkenness that elevates the soul to levels that alcohol will never reach. Oxo described alcohol as an anesthesia used to avoid facing suffering. He emphasized meditation and total presence as tools of transformation. Yogananda saw alcohol as a barrier to spiritual clarity. For him, alcohol disturbed the harmony between body and mind, making meditation and connection with the divine difficult. When we exchange the search for relief for the search for meaning, something magical happens. We discover that the true wine of life, spiritual ecstasy, is that which does not intoxicate, but illuminates. And in this journey we become alchemists of our own existence, transmuting pain into learning, emptiness into plenitude, and illusion into truth. In several spiritual traditions, alcohol is seen as an obstacle. Buddhism. Avoiding intoxicants is one of the 5 basic precepts Hinduism texts, such as the Manas associate alcohol consumption with loss of discipline and moral decay. Sufism, divine wine symbolizes spiritual love, while physical wine is discouraged. Gnosticism, Christian worldly wine represents material pleasures that divert the soul from the spiritual purpose. In the Bible, wine has deep meanings. It symbolizes communion, representing the blood of Christ and the promise of eternal life. However, the same wine that connects can divert. The Book of Proverbs warns wine is a mocker and strong drink. Whoever is overcome by them is not wise. This reflection leads us to question what we are looking for in wine or alcohol in general. Could it be that deep down we are looking for something that is already within us? Reflecting on these questions can be the starting point for an incredible transformation. Exchanging fleeting pleasures for practices that expand consciousness brings us closer to true stasis, a state of eternal joy. After all, what have you been throwing into the lake of your mind? The search for a sense of plenitude is something universal. A journey that we all face in different ways, different many times. We try to fill the inner void with fleeting pleasures such as physical wine, material goods, or temporary distractions. However, these solutions usually leave a bitter taste of dissatisfaction, deepening the inner abyss even further. True fulfillment is not in what we consume, but in what we cultivate within ourselves. We depend on external substances like alcohol because we believe they can give us relief, joy, or courage. However, this dependence creates an illusion of control that actually makes us prisoners. When we give our inner power away to something external, we disconnect from the source of strength that resides within us. Our own spirit, the spiritual wine on the other hand, strengthens, empowers, and awakens an autonomy that frees the spiritual drunkenness. Described by mystics is an invitation to abandon external distractions and dive into the depth of being. This process of awakening is not easy. It requires courage to confront pain, patience to silence the mind, and willingness to open up to the unknown. But as we walk this path, we begin to realize that what we seek outside has always been inside us, waiting to be discovered. Spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, and devotion not only alleviate suffering, but transform it into fuel for evolution. Every moment of pain can be an opportunity to look beyond appearances and find profound lessons that bring us closer to the divine. When we learn to embrace discomfort with acceptance, it dissolves, revealing the peace and clarity that have always been present. Every day we are called to choose between the illusion of pleasure momentary and the truth of spiritual growth. Although the path of consciousness is challenging, it offers incomparable rewards, a joy that is not dependent on external circumstances, a peace that is not shaken by the storms of life, and a connection with the divine that transcends all limitations. The spiritual wine is a promise of eternity, while the material is just a shadow of this greater reality. What choice will you make today while developing this content? I was immersed in thoughts about how each person has a unique trajectory, woven with questions, paradoxes, and a deep yearning to discover what is beyond the surface. And as I finished this video, a thought came over me. What a privilege it is to be able to share all of this with someone who has come this far. You understand what this means? Doesn't it mean that you are special? You don't graduate with easy or superficial answers. Someone who enjoys exploring, diving deeper, and seeing what's hidden between the lines. It's like a curious traveler who is not satisfied with the first view, wants to reach the top where the view is wider, clearer, and where everything starts to make sense. I remember a remarkable conversation with a dear friend of those gifts that life offers us. He said something I forgot: the most challenging journeys don't involve crossing oceans or climbing mountains. They happen when we look inside and confront everything that seemed like a certainty reflecting. Now I feel like you did that to me here in a fast-paced world where everyone runs around without direction. You chose to stop and reflect, and perhaps reimagine important aspects of life, whether it's about alcohol or something even deeper. This touches me in a way that's hard to explain, because by questioning the obvious, you not only redefine your own reality, but light a spark of change in those around you. And isn't it curious how the act of questioning often brings answers that we didn't even know we were looking for? This courage to face the unknown is what separates those who live on autopilot from those who build a conscious life. That's why your gesture of being here to absorb each word and reflect on them has such a special meaning. You are a living proof that transformation begins with small decisions, taking a moment to think differently, opening yourself up to new things, and above all, valuing learning. The impact of this goes beyond yourself. It echoes in every person who touches your life directly or indirectly. That's why only I can thank you for being someone who values what really matters, for dedicating your time to something that can change perspectives, and for inspiring even without realizing it. Those who cross your path, it is thanks to people like you that I continue to be motivated to share this type of content on. After all, there is nothing more rewarding than knowing that we are walking together on this fascinating journey of self-discovery. Let's go one more time. Are you part of a spiritual enterprise? In the comments below, we also do not share videos. Yours is essential to us. Thank you for watching.